Hello, everyone. Good evening to you all, and hope everyone is taking care of their health and staying safe. I am Jnanesh Golatkar, academic mentor and a lifelong learner. Today, I have the pleasure to bring to you a very relevant and yet a relatively ignored subject. This panel discussion today, hosted by Entrepreneur Excel, a community of over 70,000 entrepreneurs, and Green Acres Academy, an organization who strives to excel in delivering world class education through their multiple institutions, is presenting this. Everyone is sanitizing their hands, garments, vegetables, and even groceries these days. All of us must have called at least one doctor whom we know among our friends and asked for best practices. You must have started immunity boosters, you must have started immunity food. But the pertinent question I wish to ask today is, have we taken care of our mental health as enthusiastically as we are taking care of our physical health? Did we try to access or did we try to find out how the social distancing is affecting our mental health? And do any of these questions come to our mind? Today, our focus is on discussing that every mind matters and how can we take simple measures to ensure our mental health matches our physical health and we can lead a very fulfilling and wholesome life. Necessity is the mother of invention, and the pandemic has suddenly forced us to choose methods which we would normally wouldn't have chosen in the daily course of things. So, as always, we have collectively found ways to overcome these hurdles, these obstacles. But has everyone been able to manage it as effectively? What have been the repercussions of this abrupt change on everyone? We are trying to understand what is going on in each one's mind, and our topic today, Every Mind Matters, focuses on these emotions and how they have influenced our actions in and they will keep influencing our actions in a long time to come. Let us first invite Miss Ruchita Chopra, who has spent over 12 years in the HR field, to share her observations about the impact the situation has created and how the team at Green Acres Academy is addressing it. Miss Ruchita, you are muted. You are muted.
Hi everyone,
Yeah.
this is Ruchita, and I have 12 years of experience in the field of HR. I'm a master's in psychology with a 12 years experience in HR. I'm a certified psychometric tool assessor, and I lead the HR function at Green Acres Academy as on today. To answer to the question, I would say that our mind is an important part of our overall health and well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It may also affect how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. And fear, and stress are normal responses in the current situation which the whole world is facing, which is completely uncertain and unknown. So it is normal and understandable that people, including our own employees, are experiencing worry and stress in the context of COVID-19 pandemic. But what as an organization we are focusing is that we are trying to identify things that cause stress and work together as a community to identify solutions, talk openly and provide spaces to discuss. The world is moving towards the concept of inclusion and having open discussions about what you feel, what you think as an individual, and is being valued in our organization as well as in the society as on today. So, in DTA, we are opening up such doors to all our stakeholders, and I'm sure that we will move the needle in a positive side. To address this issue, we are taking a very holistic approach. concerned, we run mental fitness literacy campaigns. When I say mental fitness literacy campaigns, it means to improve knowledge, attitude, and health in behavior. So what we do is we do various surveys on a continuous basis, providing employees to have an open forum to discuss what their concerns, connect with them, so that they know that somebody is listening. Access to accurate and correct information on the pandemic. When we talk about self-care, whether it is physical, emotional, mental, or social, the most important part is access to right information. As there is a lot of misleading information which is floating around today. We provide verified information through websites like WHO, UNICEF, ICMR, through various emails, WhatsApp groups, broadcast to our staff so that they don't get misguided or misled. We have regular connects with managers, supervisors, which are rated as the topmost mediums in our service in psych organization, which is trying to build a stronger sense of community and a feeling that someone is there to take care of their well-being. Then mindfulness sessions like yoga, meditation, online sessions, which we are trying to do. We are reiterating our well-being and benefits to the employees so that they are at the top of their mind. Sessions from reputed doctors are happening so that they not just take care of their mental fitness but also take care of their physical fitness. So in short, I would say that we are taking research based methodologies, which are defined by forums like WHO, UNICEF, etc., to approach and deal with the current situation, which is spreading awareness about the topic and creating forums not to harbor social and self stigma. Danish, over to you.
Thank you, Ruchita. Thank you, Ruchita. Now, this quarantine has given us the opportunity to self reflect, to help us think deeply about our thoughts. Ruchita did mention about the same and how these thoughts will lead to the actions. Let us talk to Miss Vandana Joshua. She is a content writer, editor, and a mother of two amazing daughters on her experience back home during these times. Yes, Vandana, please.
Thank you, Danish. Thank you, Entrepreneur Excel and the Green Acres Academy for inviting me to this panel. Um, yes, the pandemic, the lockdown, the subsequent social isolation, all of this has wreaked havoc in our lives. And I know that there are many parents out there who will resonate with what I'm saying. Uh, the fact that we are all locked in, the fact that yes, we are all inside a home as a family, we all supposedly have time together, we're all, the family, the parents are together, children are together, and yet I think this we've come to a stage ever since online schooling and all of that has started. I think we've come to a stage where everybody is living their own centered lives. The parents or the working mothers are busy with their schedules, the children are busy with their schedules. So currently it's kind of a crazy world that we are living in. We have always wanted this quality time, this time where the entire family gets together and is in the home together. We are all doing that, but are we really together? Are we really spending quality time with each other? Are we really discussing things that are happening to each other? I guess not. If I talk about my personal experience, I'd say, my husband is busy on call almost, 24 by 7. I'm on call. I'm doing my work. I'm managing home. I'm managing the kids. Again, 24 by 7. Or okay, I won't go that far. When they're sleeping, it's slightly calm. But otherwise, I hardly have time for them. They have their schedule. So till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they're busy. Post that for the older kids, she has, research to do. So again, she's online. So, somewhere this, all of us being connected and yet not really being connected is a big problem. And I think mental health is where, this is going to affect us. In if some years down the line, this will affect us. I'm part of a forum called Lajja, where we interact with women, and we know everybody is so caught up in trying to attend webinars, trying to do lectures, trying to network. And I think in all of this, we have really forgotten how to breathe. I mean, if that was not a natural thing, I think somebody would have to tell us that, please breathe. So that's my take on this. Over to
Uh,
you, Dinesh.
Thank you, Vandana. That was really a paradoxical and ironical situation, which I guess we have some experts out here who would give us better views. I would love to hear the views of Ms. Radhika Bhatt, who heads the Department of Special Education Needs at Greenacres Academy, Pune, on what she thinks is the main challenge to this sudden online to offline, offline to online transition which has happened. What are the biggest challenge which she has seen among the students and parents alike?
Thank you, Ganesh, for giving me an opportunity to share my views. I am Radhika Bhatt. I head the Special Education Needs Department at Green Acres Academy, Pune, and I have worked extensively with children, parents, schools over the last 7 years to help build social emotional skills. So now coming back to this whole online schooling and virtual learning scenario that we're in. So we all know that students around the world are now learning to learn in a new way. Our classrooms have moved to platforms such as Google Meet, they've moved to Zoom, Google Classroom, and various different platforms. Pop quizzes in the class have become Google Forms now, before you paper and pencil. So this has been a major transition, not only for the school administration or management, the educators, the students, but also their families. Like when I was mentioning, each family, be it an educator's family, be it a student's family, is affected by this transition. So some of the challenges that I would like to speak of today are one being student engagement. Now in a physical classroom, teachers can easily rely on non-verbal methods of communication, like facial expressions. They can use their tone of voice to get their class back together. However, in an online setting or in a virtual classroom, that can be slightly difficult, and it makes it challenging to keep all the students engaged because you can't non-verbally or use facial expressions to get everyone in your class ready to learn. Another big challenge that we are facing is time management, right? Because managing time, creating routines for students, for educators, for parents is getting difficult. Usually a day kind of gets chunked very automatically in terms of when you go to school, you go to work, and then you come back home. Then after that, you may go to the gym, or your child will go to co-curricular classes, and you have clear chunks of time where your day is organized. But with this lockdown situation, each one of us is at home, and well, these automatic chunks have become almost non-existent right now. So that makes it challenging for us to organize our day, and that's where we at Green Acres are trying to help our teachers, our students, and our parent body to kind of have certain systems in place to manage their time and routines. Another big challenge that we as a whole community are facing is tech availability. Now, some students, especially the younger ones, may not even know how to use technology to for learning or accessing websites or videos or using Google Classroom for that matter. And we have to teach them those skills before we get into this whole virtual learning mode. Another big challenge is most of our students, at least not in smaller cities, but even in metros, don't have individual devices or even internet connection which can handle the bandwidth of your call or of downloading that much material. So that is a constant struggle where we as educators need to be mindful of how we are scheduling, how we are planning the material that we are giving our students, how we are planning our live classes, so that we don't overwhelm our students and everything is accessible to the students eventually. Another challenge is parents are expected to be present in the classroom. involved right now, right? I'm sure a lot of parents here, and they know the challenges of working from home, managing your child's school, and then even managing chores at home. So that becomes a struggle, and we are trying to be mindful of creating lessons that require the least amount of parent involvement, the bare minimum, as we would put it. And the last one, I think I'm reiterating what Vandana just said, is the feeling of disconnect that even though we are all at home, but when you are in a physical classroom, there is so much tiny details, tiny conversations that would keep coming in, where students interact with each other, students and teachers interact with each other, and that is a big challenge on the virtual learning platform, where it's made the opportunities for building connections, building relationships very, very minimal. And this is something that we all actively kind of work on, so that we can stay connected and have that feeling of social connectedness with each other. So I think that just sort of are the biggest challenges that we've come across in our discussions, in the surveys that we've done with our students, our parents, and our teachers. Thank you, Ganesh.
Uh, Thank you, Radhika. I really appreciate what y'all are doing for your students, and I thank all mental health experts. I use this panel to thank all mental health experts who are helping all of us to cope up with these challenges. Uh, but I'm sure families have their own set of ways to cope up with that. The way a family functions has changed completely. So, Vandana, being a mother of two again, I would like to come back to you and understand how are you overcoming these difficulties back at home? What innovative methods, what jugaad are you trying to do to overcome these challenges? We've talked enough about the challenge. Let's hear some solutions now.
Jugaad is the right word you said, Ganesh, because I think currently we are all getting really jugadu, and all parents out there are trying to come up with innovative solutions that work for them. But there is no one size fits all. I'm sure everybody has their own ways of dealing with this. So, personally, if you ask me, I have two daughters in different grades, and thankfully, I'm one of those fortunate ones, I guess, where we have enough rooms in the house. So we've got two kids sitting in two separate rooms with their own devices. We have the father sitting in the hall with his laptop and his, paraphernalia. There is me, and so every time the girls' classes begin at 10, so I try to ensure that all the work that I have to do work-wise is over by 9:50. So that at 10, I hand over my laptop to the elder one, and she takes over. My tab goes to the younger one. This works still, and I'm in and out of both the rooms because I want to make sure that they are paying attention. There is no network issue, and if there is a network issue, what do we do? How do we solve it? Frantic calls to the teachers and things like that. So this is how the first half of the day goes. Post lunch, the all the devices come back to me, and I work in the afternoons. The point here is that in for working mothers, in case you have to make a call during the time that your laptops or your systems are with your children, it's very funny, and I have to find this corner in the kitchen where I can sit down with my papers and with my books, and make my calls and all that stuff. It's very, very funny. So I'm sure every parent out there has come up with some jugaad solution for themselves. But I think at the end of this, what really matters is that even if you are in a separate room away from your children, what is important is that you need to keep track of what they are doing. Because I know of times where, especially in the older classes, children have been heard to be unruly with their teachers. Now this is unacceptable. If they were going to a physical class, they would probably not have the audacity to talk to a teacher, talk back to a teacher or whatever. But since they're doing it from home, they believe that the parents can't hear them, and the teacher cannot do anything if something like this happens. This is for the older kids. When it comes to younger kids, I have seen children are like overly enthusiastic kids who we used to talk about screen time and regulating screen time for the younger children. Now suddenly children have laptops or iPads to themselves. They can interact with their friends. So keeping track of that is also important, that they don't forget that they are in class, and they don't go into conversations that they would have had otherwise in a play area. So as for like, coming back to the question that you asked, how do we manage, or what is the jugaad that we do? uh, ensure that your device is free for your children whenever they need it, but ensure that you have the right parental control. You have your eyes and ears open to what they are doing and how they are doing it, who they are talking to. And just make sure that the children know that they can reach out to you when they need you. Because believe me, we just finished a set of tests right now, and I know how frantic my older kid used to get if she couldn't upload her test answers, or if she couldn't download the question papers. To be able to be there for her to reach out to me and know that yes, mama is there just within a year shot. I think those are the things that we need to have. And yes, like somebody has already mentioned, disciplining while they are having online classes is so important. As a parent and as somebody who has also interacted with children in the school, I know how difficult it is to discipline a child, especially if they're overly excited. Then there's love gushing out. If they are the naughty kind, then all of that, all of this mischief coming out. When you're in school in the physical space, it's so important it's so easy to control them. But as parents, we tend to be a little indulgent. We think, this is the teacher's job to be looking after the child and ensuring that the child is paying attention. But I think as parents, we also, we have to become that monitor, that just school may monitor hote the. I think we have to become the monitors at home and ensure that all the classes are being attended properly, the right kind of information is retained, the right kind of sites are accessed for research material. I don't know. It's like this is a humongous duty that has been thrust upon us. Yes, as parents, we should have understood that it's our duty, but suddenly having to deal with it is a big deal.
So I guess finally the teachers are able to put the parents in their shoes and tell them, "Hello, your children are not the easiest to manage."
Absolutely.
So I would first start off by really appreciating all the teaching and non-teaching staff. Really, you need to understand the amount of work which is going behind the scenes to get the school online. Now, every school is divided into thousands of mini schools in each and every house, and to make this possible, there are people like Ruchita who have created outstanding trainings, and they have taken measures so that teachers can deliver their best. Teachers who were not used to this particular setup had to suddenly adapt, and not just adapt, they had to excel because the parents were watching. Everybody was watching them with hawk eyes, and they had to deliver. So, could you let us know what is it that you all did to ensure your teachers could give their best?
Sure, Dhyanesh. I feel Vandana is very right that everybody is facing challenges with this new realities of working from home, homeschooling for children, and lack of physical contact with other family members, friends, and colleagues. Everything is so challenging. Everything is a challenge everybody is facing as on today. When it comes to of course your staff members, whether it is academic or non-academic, you do a lot of interventions inside the organization to make it work and work in the best possible manner. I would focus on some important aspect which the Green Acres Academy is doing. I already talked about two major things which we are trying to do, which is identifying things that cause stress and work together as a community to identify solutions. Talk openly and provide spaces to discuss, Then, of course, equipping the team with tech enablements and training. To start with very basic stuff, I would say that there were two very important things which are required. One was tech enablement, of course, which was required from the organization side, and then the competence to deliver, as Vandana rightly pointed out. We made sure that every staff had a very basic stuff, which is a device, which is a laptop. And the second piece is to make the staff competent. We did a 1 to 2 month initial intervention to train and develop their technical abilities and skills, application usage skill upgrade, and last but not the least, of course, tons of training interventions on how to execute online classrooms effectively and efficiently through the use of right technology. Now, when you talk about these kind of interventions as an organization, these are very thoughtful, structural interventions which are planned, executed, and supported at all levels, which is right from the top level, which is our school leaders. There are central teams, there are academic and non-academic teams which are involved in the overall process together, because we want it to be organic and not just push through to achieve any objective. So instead of having the stress or sense of feeling that you are being pushed through an intervention, which actually leads down to lower down of your motivation and starting to feel low, what happened with these interventions which we did at certain intervals was our teachers could see their tech competence growing through these structured interventions. And these small wins were making them feel happy and competent. So, and then we tried the same approach with our school at home model, which is bringing slowly up to speed with technology, as we realized that through various surveys which we did with parents, with students, with our teachers, so that everybody is equally equipped to handle these tech interventions, and we are not putting too much of challenge or pressure on anyone to actually sail through somehow. So I feel that as it was well planned and structured, it has gone well with us. On top of this, there are regular professional development programs from various industry experts to help our teachers equip with relevant skills as from time to time. As an organization, I would say that we believe in collaboration and learning from each other, and hence we have a lot of forums also which to help in building the competence, which is a lot of professional learning communities inside the school. So, for example, all the math teachers do come together from various sections to put together from various sections put together and discuss various topics, various challenges, various methodologies which they adopt in their classes to actually come up with the best practices, and then they go back and try and implement in their classrooms. So this helps in continuous improvement of our staff, their competencies and skill set. I think all the structured interventions are helping our teachers build their competence in a very steady and stepwise process, which is like a small win. And then rather than feel demotivated and stressed with whatever is happening around, with so much of work coming onto the table, with all these set structured processes, they are able to deal with these effectively and efficiently. Danish, over to you.
Thank you, Ruchita. That was some real good planning. No wonder the students of your school will not be facing many hardships thanks to such focused training initiatives. However, there are some students who face difficulties in coping up even during normal schooling. How did these students handle this drastic change? What advice or instructions were given to such students by Miss Radhika, who's in charge of special education, to ensure a smooth transition from offline to online? Miss Radhika, please. You're muted. Radhika, you're muted.
Okay. So
like we spoke about the challenges earlier, we spoke about how there's that feeling of disconnect that most of our students are facing, being engaged during a classroom, time management. These are the challenges that we have noticed pretty much all our students facing right now. So I'm going to now share a few initiatives that we as a school have taken to help our students cope with this transition, and as well as help them build a whole repertoire of social emotional skills, which can have a lifelong positive impact on them. So we at Green Acres Academy are developing a program called the Leadership Ethics and Awareness of Personal and Emotional Development. Now we are using a very heavily research framework to inform our program, which is called the KISSL. It's been used across the world, and it it's it helps us to kind of plan for social emotional learning. Now the LEAP program has two parts. One is the curriculum, which has our modules such as proactive tools and resources, emotional and mental health, personal health and safety, and the second is parent workshops. So during this phase of school at home online schooling, we use our LEAP program to help students cope with this pandemic by designing uh, interactive lessons or tools such as there is something called Paydeck, which we've used. We've used Flipgrid, where students can post videos and their friends also comment on their videos. We've used tools such as Padlet, where students can create a digital board for themselves and their friends. So we've used these tools to design lessons which focus on two big areas. One is reactive strategies, which were mainly conducted and connected to the pandemic to help students manage their feelings, their emotions in the here and now, right? Because this pandemic has caused lots of worry, lots of uncertainties in everybody, and more so in our students. So one big topic of our lessons was reactive strategies, where we spoke to students about what is Corona using age-appropriate materials. We used comics, we used videos, and we've also then spoken about my feelings about this pandemic, about the lockdown. How can I manage the worries or anxieties about the current situation? Again, we've used very age-appropriate stories, we've used age-appropriate videos, and we've also created some video materials for our students. And lastly, we've spoken to students about what is something that is in their control, what are things that they can do to keep themselves and their families safe. So those were the reactive strategies that we spoke about during our lessons. Another big part that we covered as a part of our LEAD program was teaching our students about proactive strategies and tools. Now, what this means is that these strategies are not just limited to this lockdown or to this pandemic situation. They can be applied throughout your life to have better relationships, to have more responsible decision-making skills, to build awareness about yourself, others around you. So, as a part of these lessons, we taught our students organizing tools such as using routines, planning your day, and again, this was age appropriate. So, little children did, how can I just make a morning routine? Our older kids did something called block scheduling. We also spoke about the importance of exercise, fitness, eating healthy, sleeping well, because these are skills that again are required for a lifelong positive impact. Then we spoke about staying connected. That even though it is the time of the lockdown, what can I do to stay connected? Students made their staying in touch action plan. We were something called the Corona Quilt project, where students created artworks about their experience connected to the lockdown and shared it with each other. And lastly, we spoke about mindfulness using various activities such as creating guitars, doing guided meditation, also using apps such as Headspace and how they can help students to build mindfulness in their day-to-day practices. So these are things that we did as a part of our LEAD program. In addition to this, we also had a live class every week, which is for about 30 to 45 minutes. And this is a space for our teachers and our students to basically build that connect. Now, during this class, the homeroom teachers, that is our class teachers, check in with the students, see if they are doing okay. They will, check on them about do they need any support in terms of completing the assignments. What is it that the teacher can do to support? Who can the teacher get them with? And in addition to this, they're also doing various rapport building activities such as hands or bring your sibling to class day. Some of the students created a happiness jar to just kind of notice the positive things around us and to keep that attitude of gratitude alive in our students. So these are certain things that we're doing. And lastly, for students, so like Ganesh mentioned, who may be struggling even in your regular classroom setting, we've established a counseling service where our students can schedule an appointment with the counselor, and they can talk about any worries, any issues that they may be facing due to this lockdown or due to school at home right now. So those are a couple of things that Greenacres has been doing to support our students in terms of building their social emotional skills as well as helping them transition into school at home for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika.
I think somebody had a question.
I am requesting the audience. Yeah, there are questions coming in. We will get them. Okay, fine. What, according to you, is the ideal duration for online schools? I feel 1 hour for lower grade is too low due to kids' adaptability to the environment. Kids basically have all their fun and all before they actually get into the mode. So, Radhika or Ruchika, you may both take it. Whoever wishes to answer this. Ruchita, Radhika,
Yeah.
anybody?
Okay, Tejal, there is something called as screen time, and there is a lot of research based on how much should be the screen time, which is ideal for kids, for higher grade students, or things like that. So, actually, saying that the kid can spend throughout the day on a laptop or a phone or a mobile, but what is basically the screen time which the student is actually spending on doing learning basically. So that is what is critical. So I am just trying to understand, is this specifically that your kid is duration for online school is what you're asking about? 1 hour is ideal. So see, so research says it depends upon the learning principle, what the kid is, in which class the kid is studying, in which grade the kid is studying, and how much time is required for the learning principle, and on the cognitive abilities also. So there is no specific 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour which should be ideal, and it will depend upon kid to kid. So this would not be a very generalized answer which I can give basis saying that 1 hour will be ideal for one student and 1 hour will be 2 hours will be ideal for another student.
Uh, I'm sure learning is different for each one. So, how do you find the right balance is something which the teachers and administrators must be continuously working with. The way these questions are coming up, I think we could quickly. Okay, we already have one more question. High grade kids need longer duration of schooling, but on online unit test was difficult for them to comply somehow. What is your take on this? Now, students are not used to online exams, and now online learning, and now online assessment as well. So, how are teachers going to look at it? Are the teachers going to be as stringent? They are going to be lenient? Is there something which you all have worked out to address this issue?
So, Gyanesh, to kind of answer the question on assessment, that is again, comes under one of those challenges of online schooling, because when we talk about assessments, we don't know how valid the student responses are, how much help have they received from a parent, for example, or a sibling. So, when we can't take that data as it is, we have based a lot on your interaction with the students during a live class, for example. What is it that you are observing in the live classroom? Is the student able to answer your questions during a live classroom? Because your assessment would ideally be a mix of all these factors and not just an exam. Because right now, those scores may not necessarily be completely reliable.
Yes, so I guess the teachers will have to, yeah, teachers will have to balance it out and look at the scores in retrospect rather than just looking at them plainly. That would be a good way to look at it. I guess to wind up, I would quickly ask Vandana the expectations which parents have from schools. I'm sure schools are doing their very best, but from a parent's perspective, if you could give me one or two pointers which you think would um, help you or your child get a better learning experience. If you could give out your pointers, it would be great.
See, everybody has been validly, Radhika and Ruchita have been giving very valid, point of views, and from where they stand, Ruchita and Radhika as HR, as psychologists who know how, have studied this in depth. But as a parent, I think what right now, maybe for the higher grades, maybe eighth, ninth, 10th, you need academics is really important, but I think any grade lower than that, let's not make it like a, if you don't clear this, you will, yes, schools are not really saying that. But somewhere when you have these online tests and you have these kind of assessments, there is a pressure being put on the child. You have to understand that all along these children have been used to going to school, interacting with friends, interacting with teachers, doing the mischief that they do in the classrooms and in the corridors. Suddenly you have kept them bound inside four rooms of a house, and expecting them to understand, to listen clearly, to understand, to comprehend, and then to write what they have understood is very, very challenging. It's very taxing. It's taxing not just for the child, it's taxing for the parent also. So my suggestion as a parent would be to all educational institutes across the country to take it easy this year. Let the children have fun. If you are doing for higher grades, if they are having 4 hours of online classes in a day, let those online classes be more about learning through sharing instead of writing down notes or instead of doing assessments. Let the child learn. I mean, we know there are so many videos out there which we can share. So, use educational movies, use educational documentaries to teach that subject instead of making the child sit with a book and, underline or write down notes. I think that would be more, we would, the end purpose is that the year is not wasted, that the child is not sitting at home and wasting time, that the child is actually being productive. So let us make it a year of learning through interaction, through viewing. That is my suggestion as a parent. As for expectations, I know the teachers are bending over backwards to ensure that the children are learning, but this is putting a toll on the teachers. They also have personal lives. We are forgetting that. I mean, I say this even though I'm a parent. I can see the way the parents, teachers are struggling. Late night calls, teachers are calling up parents to ask if the child has understood something. This is not fair. We are asking too much of the teachers. Similarly, we are asking too much of the children. So let them relax. Let them learn at their own pace. Let them learn through, they learn best when they are watching movies. Sorry. when they're watching movies. So let them watch movies, give them any. Now, what better way to talk about a magical land than show them a movie of Alice in Wonderland? What better way to talk about animals or horses? I'm watching these new series called Heartland. Show them Heartland, show them how horses react, show them the horses behavior. What better way to talk about aqua life than showing them a movie on aqua and marine life, things like that. Let's not stress on these assessments, let's not stress on projects, let's not stress on submissions. Let the child learn at his own pace, let him enjoy what he's learning. That is all that I as a parent say. And I think every if there are educators listening to us right now, I think this would give you some respite as well. All of you chill and relax, watch a movie together, and then have an interactive session about that movie. I'm sure children will learn a lot more. Oh, that's my piece.
Thank you, Vandana. I guess I'm a moderator here, so I will not be taking any side. I have heard two schools of thought. One saying uh, if children don't learn for 1 year, the next year we will have blank slates on which we will have to start working all over again. And there is second school of thought, the way you said it, like it's okay if 1 year you take it easy and then maybe next year we get back to things. I will not say what is the right way over here. And of course, there is no single way over here. And I'm sure the schools are doing their level best to find the right balance between the two and move ahead with the teachers, the parents, the students, and everyone is taken care of, and we move forward collectively without getting boggled down by this new challenge. And if there is something you ladies would like to add, Radhika, Ruchita, if you would like to add some final points, you are most welcome. I guess the teacher's point of view, you can very well emphasize, which Vandana just mentioned, that teachers and their families are going through some tough times as well. Is there something which you would like to advise to teachers who are viewing us, that how could you help them, or how have you helped your teachers in your school?
Um, Dhyanesh,
Let it-
I would say that it was really good that Vandana brought that point out, and it was very nice of her to really appreciate the efforts put in by all the teachers. And of course, as an organization, you also try and balance out how you take care of your teachers along with their families, because the truth is that we have encroached their family space as on today, because we are they are being at home but actually focusing more towards work when the family is all around under the same four walls. So definitely it becomes very important to reignite the social connection, not just with their families but with students, with other colleagues. So as an organization, the major thing which we are trying to do as on today is to provide flexibility, which is the key right now. We do understand that everybody is having a challenge managing a 360-degree role as on today, and we are just trying to provide flexibility. There are so many examples from our day-to-day schedule right now where we try and adjust our meetings so that people are able to cater to their employer family welfare, take care of food arrangements, not being rigid on when people are taking breaks. To summarize it, I would say that as an organization, there is a very simple thought process which we are going with, which is an act of compassion, respect, trust, and affection to any of the stakeholders can go a long way, and it definitely completely resonates with our values at Green Acres Academy. That's my take on it, and I really want to thank Vandana that she has brought this point of appreciating the teachers, because they are really, really making a lot of efforts today to bridge this gap.
So, in all, I would like to conclude that the way we have been looking upon mental health before this lockdown has really changed, and everybody has realized the importance of mental well being. And I hope all of us here, teachers, parents, and employees, employers, everyone takes in, uh, basically gives importance to their own mental health and the mental health of the people around them, and goes to mental health experts to address any concerns which they are facing, to enable us, all of us, to have wonderful lives ahead. I would thank all the wonderful ladies on this platform. I hope these ladies have helped all of us understand the importance of mental health better, and we would take these tips and advices forward and create a better life for all of us together. I thank again Entrepreneur Excel and the Green Acres Academy for hosting this panel. And thank you, ladies. It was wonderful having this conversation with you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having us.
Gyanesh.
Thank you.